Hey guys, I'm Arctic Fox and welcome back to another Destiny 2 video. Today we're going to look at the new Hunter Revenant subclass that is basically a ninja. I mean, the melee attack does throw a shuriken called the Withering Blade. The player throws a deadly stasis shuriken that ricochets off surfaces and causes enemies to be slowed and damaged. If you land 2 shuriken on the same target, this will cause the enemy to be frozen. Now, keep in mind, it looks as if these shuriken are tracking to the target as they bounce off the walls. This is going to be cracked in PvP. Think about it. You know someone is in a room, so you can literally throw a shuriken inside and bounce it off the wall and tag them, causing them to be slowed and at a major disadvantage. Then you pop into the room and finish them off easily. I don't know how good this will be in PvE though. Will this work on all yellow bars? Probably not. More than likely, we'll be able to freeze majors, but not ultras. What about champions? Only time will tell as soon as Bungie lets us know. There are 3 different types of grenades: Glacier, Cold Snap, and Dusk Field. Let's start with Glacier grenades. You throw this grenade at the ground and a wall of stasis crystals will instantly burst, causing enemies to be frozen inside. You can use these for encasing enemies, creating cover, or even trolling your friends. When you destroy these stasis crystals, they create an AoE burst effect. For PvE, I honestly don't see much use for this other than platforming, but I could see some major trolling in PvP. I'm sure this will probably change the way Destiny is played. The sandbox will probably end up being broken out of more and beyond light than it ever has been, so I expect to see more cheese than we have seen in the past. Next is the Cold Snap grenade. You throw this grenade on the ground or at an enemy, and this grenade will unleash a wave of stasis energy that races along the ground in the direction of the closest enemy. This sounds very similar to the Void Wall grenade we have today. This grenade will freeze them and then search out the next enemy. You can freeze up to 3 enemies with a single grenade. So this says it can freeze up to 3 enemies, but in the trailer we see it do 5. So I'm wondering if it only tracks 3, but when it freezes them, is there some sort of radius for the freeze effect? Could we potentially freeze an entire 6-stack in PvP? That would be pretty nutty and super fun if you're an Iron Banner. Another question I have is how fast is the tracking on this? If 2 Guardians are somewhat close, will I be able to tag both of them, or will one be able to scurry away? This grenade very well could be the meta and very OP. The Dusk Field grenade creates a powerful stasis field that sucks enemies into them, and once they are cut inside, they are slowed and possibly frozen, if they don't make it out in time. For PvE, this could be pretty useful for ad clearing, but for PvP, I'm not that excited for this one. I'd imagine to get out of this area of effect for this is similar to Shadow Shot, which isn't the hardest nor the easiest thing to do. However, why would you choose this over the Cold Snap grenade that freezes instantly? Now for the exciting part, the new super, Silence and Squall. This is a one-and-done super similar to Blade Barrage. This super involves a 2-pronged attack. The first blade immediately detonates on impact, freezing enemies in a radius that actually seems to be rather large. The second blade will embed itself in a surface or enemy and then detonate, creating a stasis storm that slows and damages nearby enemies. This super should be extremely forgiving if you are not 100% on the mark with your targets, as it clearly has a hit radius. This is very different than Blade Barrage, where you need to be a little more accurate. In PvE, this should be very effective with ad clear, and with PvP, this should be good for slowing down Guardians and letting you and your team have easy pickings. Now, this leaves more questions like how long are enemies frozen, what type of enemies can be frozen, and the list goes on. Hopefully here soon, Bungie will give us some information as we approach the November 10th release date of Beyond Light. All of this information can be found on Bungie's site. I will leave a link in the description below. Let me know in the comments which class you plan to main in Beyond Light. If you would like to see more Destiny 2 content like this, consider subscribing and hit the notification bell to know when new content is released. If you've enjoyed this video, leave a like as it helps my channel out tremendously. If you have any questions over this or any Destiny 2 content, feel free to reach out to me on Twitter at Arctic Fox Gaming. The link is in the description below. Until next time, Guardians, stay frosty.